very interesting SEC matchup, a highly explosive offensive SEC matchup between Tennessee and Oklahoma. I still have to get used to calling this an SEC matchup. My entire life, Oklahoma was obviously in the Big 12, and I just remember matchups between Oklahoma and Alabama in the Sugar Bowl and in the Cotton Bowl, and I just remember those would be really big matches because those would be matches where people would say, okay, see, look, the Big 12 can't compete with the physicality of the SEC. Or you might see a year like it was the 2013 season, but the game was played on New Year's Day, so 2014, where Oklahoma just ran up the score on Alabama. The same year that Alabama lost to Auburn on the kick six. And you see a game like that where, like I said, Oklahoma just runs up the score on Alabama. And you say to yourself, see, the SEC can't keep up with the explosiveness and the speed of the Big 12. But my entire life growing up on matchups like that and seeing that dynamic, it's interesting seeing the transition that college football has gone through over the past couple seasons with conference realignment and NIL. It's creating a new atmosphere for college football, and it has its positives, it has its perks, just like all things do. But like I said, in this matchup, guys, Tennessee, Oklahoma, both two highly explosive offensive teams. If we look at matchup predictor, Tennessee actually has a 71% chance of winning this game, while Oklahoma has a 28.9%. Game is being played at Memorial Stadium, so it's a home game for Oklahoma. And the line currently has Tennessee -7, and the over/under is currently set at 56.5, and that's about on par with in terms of the spread. That's about on par with what I believe it to be as well. Because listen, Tennessee is averaging 303 yards in the air and 336 yards on the ground. A lot of people are talking about the freshman quarterback Tennessee has, Iamaleave. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But listen, the rushing attack for Tennessee is phenomenal, led by Dylan Sampson, who has 357 yards, 9 touchdowns on 49 carries. I mean, those are great numbers. They're almost very early, but those are Heisman numbers. Don't be surprised if his name is on the Heisman watch list at the end of this week. And like I said, so a lot of people are talking about the explosive offense, aerial attack of Tennessee, but it's the rushing attack that people should be concerned about. And they have the best offense in college football. They're averaging 63 points per game, and they're only giving up 4 points a game, which is good for third in the country. But we have to also understand that Tennessee has not had the most difficult schedule, and I completely understand that if you're in the SEC, why would you even think about scheduling a difficult out-of-conference schedule when you have to go up against Oklahoma, LSU, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Missouri. Why would you even consider scheduling a tough out-of-conference schedule when you have to go up against those powerhouses? I just don't see the point in it, especially with the way the playoff format is set up now. Just don't need to. But Tennessee has played Chattanooga, North Carolina State, and Kent State, in which they won 69-63, 51-10, and 71-0 respectively. So it's a little difficult to get an actual approximation of what Tennessee is, and this will be a good matchup. This will be a good test to see where Oklahoma is really at. I mean, look, Tennessee is ranked number 6, and Oklahoma is ranked number 15, and Oklahoma has also had a bit of an easy schedule, a little more difficult than Tennessee, but still somewhat of an easy schedule. They play Temple, Houston, and Tulane, and they've won 51-3, 16-12, 34-19, and people will listen to that and see that and say, "Whoa, what's going on against Houston? Why did they lose? Why did they only win 16-12? That could be a cause for concern," and rightfully so. Listen, Oklahoma's averaging 166 yards in the air, which is 114th, good for 114th in the nation. And they're averaging 159 yards on the ground, which is good for 67th in the nation. And they're averaging 33 points per game, which is good for 49th. And they're giving up 11 points per game, which is good for 23rd in the nation. So this is an Oklahoma team that is not as explosive as they have been in years past in the air, but a team that has been pretty consistent running the ball. This isn't the same Oklahoma that was led by Dylan Gabriel last season. This is a more physical Oklahoma team. This is an Oklahoma team that likes to rely on the run a little bit more. They're not as explosive in the air, like I said, but this is a great defensive team. They will be a good defensive team in the SEC. This will be the best defensive team, obviously, that Tennessee has faced so far this year. And what I'm concerned with is that Tennessee's defense hasn't had a real threat. They haven't played anyone yet to give them cause for concern. And will that be an adjustment? Will that be a wake-up call for Tennessee? I believe that's where it's going to be. That's where the game is going to be won. Can Oklahoma create enough plays in the run game to keep themselves in the game? Because they're going to have to score with Tennessee. That's a given. They're going to have to score to keep up in this game. So I do believe this will be a high-scoring game. And to me, I believe it's going to be who's going to be the first one to get a stop. Who's going to be the first team to get a stop? Or who's going to be the first team to get 2 consecutive stops? Who's going to be the first team to get a 3 and out? And that's what it's going to come down to. I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets up into the 50s. I don't believe it will. Right now, I have Tennessee winning this game by a score of 45-40. I do think this game is going to be a high-scoring game, and I can see Oklahoma getting over 250 yards on the ground in this game, but I can also see Tennessee getting over 350 yards in the air against this game. Both these teams do what they do well. Tennessee, like I said, they can throw the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball well because Oklahoma, I do think, is going to do a good job of stopping the run, and I do believe Oklahoma is going to be able to create plays for himself running the ball. However, I don't see Oklahoma being able to create enough plays in the passing attack for them to keep up with the offensive prowess of Tennessee. But this will be a great game, great test for Tennessee, great test for Oklahoma as well. The way the playoff format is set up now, which is something that I'm not particularly a fan of, and something I've talked about ad nauseum on the show and on the podcast as well, is that the gravitas of this matchup in this game is lost because as a player going into this game subconsciously, you can say to yourself, or you do say to yourself, we can lose this game and we still have a chance of winning a national championship. And that right there is going to naturally not bring out the best level of football week in and week out. And that's why you're not going to see the best brand of football week in and week out in college football because of that. Because of that notion, because of that idea, because you know that you can lose 2 games and still make the college football playoff with the 12-team format. But something we talked about all before on the show is that the reason that it went from 4 to 12 as opposed to 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 is because it's monetary, and you can generate more money, you can create more promo, you can create more advertisements. It's strictly financial. The reason for them going from 4 to 12 instead of 4 to 8, because that's such a stark jump. Why wouldn't you go from 4 to 6? And I'm not a huge proponent of this 12-team playoff format, and I'm not sure how long it will last. Because what it comes down to is just you cut off the teams that I'm going to digress. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's not the point of this show. But I have Tennessee, like I said, winning this game by a score of 45-40. High scoring game. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do you guys have Tennessee winning this game, or do you guys have Oklahoma pulling off the upset? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the chat room. I'd love to hear all about it. But with that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. We'll be back again tomorrow, guys, with another college football show where we reveal our Week 4 Heisman watch list, as well as preview a couple more matchups going on in college football. And once again, please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button as well, so you guys can stay up to date on all of our latest content that we post daily. None of this is possible without you guys, the fans. We're so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you show us, and it's an honor and a blessing and a privilege to have this platform to share with you guys my thoughts and insight on college football. But with that being said, guys, we'll be back in tomorrow, same time. Continue to stay safe, be vigilant, make smart decisions, and